I think we're back. Awesome. Sorry about that. So I had to literally restart the little thing. I'm super sorry. Alright, let's see if the shoutouts want to work this time around. They don't. Alright. I will go through the little list I had, basically. Normally I have a little credit that keeps rolling for everything like that. So shout out today for Worst of Time, The Worst of Time. You can check them out. They have a stream tonight at 10. You can check out also Ticking Time Bomb Gaming, who's here in the chat. I do believe that he has a Pendragon game tonight at 10. And he's also hosting some Legend of the Five Rings games on his channel. Amazing content. Go check it out. The Cat's Meow Show, doing a World of Darkness house premiere. Very cool stream. I don't have the information here, but I know they're streaming a bit further down this week. Sorcery Arts, that's here in the chat. Check her out. She does amazing artwork. She does amazing artwork for most of the channels that I mentioned. Really cool artwork that you can check out over there. And I believe that covers the little shout out I wanted to do. All right. Just give me a few seconds, guys, and we'll be starting. Just give me a second. That's what I need. That's what I need. This is what I need. Perfect. So, as you will remember, guys, last time we were still in Death House. If you don't know Death House, that means you've never played Curse of Strahd. It is basically it is renowned and notorious to be one of the most deadly early level dungeons. It is unforgiving, and of course, as we are playing it Pathfinder 2nd Edition, it's even worse. So, for those who are joining us also for the first time, normally the preface is always narrated by a Vistani called Avery Sorket, who gives basically the little. It is a character that gives a little rundown of what happened recently. So, without further ado, just give me a few seconds. I will put on this music here. Our storyteller, Avery Sorket, draped in a flamboyant orange robes that shimmered like autumn leaves, sat crossed-legged at the campfire, his slicked goatee caught by firelight. Rubia, his black chicken, nestled in his lap, purring contentedly as he stroked its feathers. The gathered Vistani leaned in, their faces illuminated by the flickering of flame, as Avery continued his tale. "Listen well," he intoned. "As you have guessed, my friend's harrowing journey through the cursed halls of Death House had not yet come to an end." He paused, letting the crackle of the fire fill the silence. They discovered that in the past, the house had been burned, destroyed, vanquished before. But as all evil in Barovia, it is never truly quenched. The crowd gasped as Avery described eerie encounters, such as against an animated broom, attacking without warning, suits of armor springing to life, restless spirits hunting the halls. On the top floor, he continued, they discovered the skeletal remains of two children, one cradling the other in a final embrace, victims of starvation and their parents' cruelty. This is when my friends realized that they had either fallen prey to the house, or, just maybe, the ghosts of the children were truly seeking freedom. But the true horror awaited below, Avery whispered, his voice dropping. In the basement, they found a sacrificial altar and shadows that called out for blood. My friends refused them, and the very house turned against them. He leaned closer to the fire, his eyes reflecting its glow. From the darkness emerged an aberrant creature summoned from the cult's lingering evil spell to confront those who dare defy it. Avery leaned back, the chicken clucking softly on his lap. And so, my friends, remember this well. In Barovia, the past never truly rests, and the shadows are always watching.
You cannot make demands of the devil. For he is the ancient. He is the land.
All right. So, let me bring everybody to where we were. Just give me a second. I should have these things ready. I should know to be more prepared. Just give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Stop being mean to my friend.
Thank you. You're so kind. All right. So, as you will remember, you had emerged on the final level of this. Let me just put that on. Perfect. You had reached the second level beneath the death house, upon which rested this sanctum of sorts. At first, you tried to reach reach that little altar through the gate here that was lowered, but the mechanism of it laid on the other side. So you decided to go around and found a secret passage. Finding that, Kindrot and Cyrus went up. Hey, Brudican, how you doing, bro? So went up to the altars where shadows emerged and started chanting for blood. As they were denied, the chant changed to, "She is the land, she is the ancient, she is the land, she is the ancient." After which, a creature emerged, pretty much from the point of view that we have right now in this scene, in order to claim the sacrifice that these spirits were asking for. Huh. Interesting. Oh, that's why. Okay, just give me a second. I need to do one thing that I forgot. So, I forgot to give ownership to the tabletop here. So let's do that here. That should change here. So that way, actually, people that are following will be able to see what is going on. Configure ownership. Owner. And configure ownership. Owner. Excellent. Let me just reload this. Here we go. Perfect. Nobody's getting sacrificed right now. So, last we left off, we were about to be rolling for initiative. So tonight we will be starting with a fight. Just give me a few seconds and we'll be able to get that show on the road. Here we go. Most of you are, of course, heavily wounded, and you may roll your initiative. I think Marmoset and Montreal Rugby Star really want us to be hydrated.
He wants us to be hydrated, but he also wants us to die. So I'm getting kind of like mixed signals.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. Anybody says or does anything specific before the fight itself, or we just get right into it?
If I'd be able to switch to my bow, that would be fantastic.
Switching to a bow is not saying something, so sadly you can't.
Drat.
All right.
Do
Yes.
we really want to fight that thing, or should we just like run away?
The only access that you do have is that little gap here that which you came through. Do be mindful that where you are, Timothy, going up there is impossible. You will need to go either here or here through the little stairs leading upwards in order to get there. The creature does act first and will be advancing, sloshing forward. It is a mass of what seems to be rotting vegetation mixed with almost octopus-like tentacles and pods and other things that might be sloshing about as it moves. It has some bulbous forms at the top of its head that seems to be looking in all direction. Definitely coming from Japanese-inspired, very, very tentacle, everything like that, enemies, yes. So it will advance forward and will be attacking the only thing, or rather the closest thing it has, which will be Cyrus. Cyrus, it will be attacking you with one of the fleshy slap that it has, that reach, and literally just literally striking at you from a distance. Oh, sorry, I got that as a. So that was a 23. That is a hit. You will be taking 18 points of damage. It is slow compared to other enemies, so his turn is done. Kindrot. Kindrot.
I forgot to push my push to talk button. That thing does not look like something I would like to be near, so I am going to switch to alternate forms of combat.
Excellent.
Is it an action? Yes, it is indeed an action to sheath my rapier.
If you want to sheath it, it's an action, but you can drop it for free.
I already clicked the sheath button, so
That's
I'm
fine.
going
So-
to. I made my bet. I'm going to
Yep.
lie in it.
Okay.
I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to fully commit.
Okay.
I'm too proper. I'm going to sheath my short sword as well and draw my bow.
And that's your turn.
Unfortunately, I believe that is my turn, yes.
That is indeed your turn. Excellent. We're going to go for Timothy. The water is about to knee-high. It's not exactly difficult terrain. It's just very filthy.
I will measure something.
Sure. On deck, Maz.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast that damn thing.
All right, breathe fire. You want to place your cone?
I mean, I'm just gonna hit the monster. Yeah.
Here we go. Perfect. You can roll the. He's gonna make his save. Just give me a second. Actually, no. Click on roll that while a hit is targeted. Click on roll damage. Now it's asking me for the check. It doesn't save, so it takes full damage. It seems to be taking full effect, but due to the wetness of the foliage and the rotting vegetation on it, it's not drying out. It doesn't have the effect of having it being catch fire. It doesn't seem to particularly be weak to it. That was 2 actions. You still have 1 action left to go.
I mean, it was either that or command.
Yeah, well,
So, yeah.
good call.
I'm gonna move out.
Cool.
So that's 15, 20, 25, so it should... not selected. Yeah, you need to unpause the game.
Oh, yep.
Here you go.
Perfect. Excellent. Maz.
Get behind me. I'll try and hold it. Maz will move up to it,
Okay.
and then use an intimidating strike to just punch it in the whatever passes for a face on this thing.
Perfect. Intimidating strike is one action, correct?
2.
2 actions. Okay, so moving and then your intimidating strike. Excellent. You may target it in order to make your attack.
Right. And arm strike. There it is.
That definitely hits. We're at 22. That's a 7 of damage exactly on it. The creature does indeed becomes frightened. Just give me a few seconds. It can be afraid. And that concludes your turn.
That will be my turn. Yep.
Excellent. Cyrus, you've just been attacked. Just to give you the example of what it is, when it attacked you with one of its tentacles, there's some prods that stuck to your skin through your clothes, and it literally teared it away as it just like slapped you fast.
Okay. So I wasn't here when I was loading in for this, but into the fray means I technically should have drawn my weapons, so I'm just gonna do that now.
Perfect.
Okay, my dagger was already drawn. Oh, whatever. Oh my god, buttons. And then into the fray means I get a free move.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna move upwards.
Yes.
I apparently don't have token control. Let's fix that.
You don't have
doing that.
token control.
No, I'm fine. It's on my end. It's how Foundry works. And then I'm going to target it,
Okay.
and I have to do reloading strike first. So I'm going to do that.
Perfect. So you're attacking it, and if you're hitting, it is part of your reload to reload at the same time.
I don't have to hit it. I just have to strike at it.
And
So I
you're
don't have to
scoring a
hit
critical hit. That's perfect.
Hooray, Jasmine.
Nice.
That is 12 damage. You know what? I forgot one thing. That's right. I forgot one thing. Very important thing. Give me a second. No, not the classical one. Just give me a second. I'm gonna delete that one. I'm gonna add. Delete. I want the.
It smells like a boss bar.
It is a boss bar that I'm bringing out.
Damn, I'm good.
Perfect. All right. 7 points of damage. Excellent.
On my second action, I will shoot at it.
Go ahead. It's funny because that's complete. It's complete. Oh, okay, you're missing. It's completely the
Third
opposite of
action.
when you fought the spirit, where everybody was just like missing.
Third action will be reloading strike.
Okay.
And I'll miss it, but I will reload.
Perfect. I do remind the players that you do have cards, by the way. You have 5 cards. I advise that you can check them out so that you know cards that can help you out for now. Kristrid.
Hello. So what I would like to do is measure how far I am from Mo. And oh, there it is, the ruler. Haha, look at me. I know how to do things. Perfect. I want to cast Forbidding Ward on Mo. And what that does is I ward an ally against attacks and hostile spells from the target enemy.
Okay.
And you gain a +1 status bonus to armor class and saving throws against the target enemy's attacks, spells, and other effects.
So what I want you to do is I want you to target him. Hover your mouse over and press T, and then click the cast button on your character sheet.
There it is. I have it popped out, so maybe it won't do it if it's popped
Yeah,
out.
I think it doesn't work on the popped out. You need to do it from your spellcasting menu. Excellent. And you are giving him Forbidding Ward. Target.
That's
other mouse. Oh, just give me a second. Here we go. So you do have Forbidding Ward now.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And I don't really have anything I can do for
You still have one action if you want.
I will walk somewhere. I will in a second, but my character sheet is in the way. There we go. I'm going to move over here behind.
Timothy, so you're hiding behind the wizard. Okay, cool.
Peace.
That's a new version of mage armor.
Literal mage armor. Excellent.
Literal mage armor. Thank you very much.
Excellent. The creature will now be attacking. The first thing it will be attacking will be against Cyrus, specifically because it was attacked by the big loud bang bang thing. So it will give its first attack to with bone shards to Cyrus. It will be a hit for a grand total of 12 points of damage. Second attack will be against Maz, basically shifting all its weight towards Maz, who's right there, and somehow thought it was a good idea to stand right next to it. It'll be giving... Here we go. That is a hit, and you will be receiving 11 points of damage.
Alright.
Kindrot.
Hello. I would like to move slightly northward.
Okay. That's still so. Even if it's just a small movement, it still costs you your full movement if you're not using all of it. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yep, absolutely.
I'm moving just north enough to have a line of sight. That's the correct amount, eh?
All right. I would like to mark that as my prey with Hunt Prey.
Excellent. The creature is marked.
And I would like to do a hunted shot with my bow. As such, I will be making 2 ranged attacks against it.
Go right ahead. Remember that you have precision with your first attack. So when you roll damage, just be sure to add your precision damage.
Perfect. I don't believe that hit.
Yeah, that did hit.
Oh.
It's a big creature, so it's not that hard to miss.
And I believe it automatically adds the precision. I have a D6 plus a
It
D8.
should be adding an extra 1d8.
Yes. It adds automatically.
Perfect. 9 of damage to it. Excellent. Takes the 9 of damage. While your arrow struck true, you have a feeling that it gets lost, kind of like in the vines and the foliage that composes its body. You're not sure if you hit something of critical mass or anything like that. Your arrow, just as it moves, its own flesh kind of moves on itself. You hear the crack of the arrow shaft, and it just like snaps off. You have a feeling that your arrow didn't have as much punch as it had when you fought the wolves.
Well, luckily, Hunted Shot allows me to follow that up.
Excellent.
Let us see.
That is a 21. That hits.
Take that, you vile beast.
6 of damage. He, again, takes barely any scratch. It just, like, bounces off of his shoulder. You see just a little twig just breaking. The creature seems more annoyed by your attacks than outright injured. I believe that completes your turn.
That would be correct.
Excellent. Timothy.
I will cast telekinetic projectile with whatever bludgeoning object I can find.
Gotcha. Just give me a second. While I'll just be putting. I'm just gonna be showing. These are the cards currently that we have in play. I believe that we have another one here. So we have a reload for yeah, that's it. That's what we have in play. So you're saying?
I'm gonna cast telekinetic projectile with whatever rocks I can find.
There's enough debris laying around the water and everything like that that you can find a considerate chunk in order just to swing it at it. Are you going bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing?
Bludgeoning.
Excellent. You may roll your damage. You roll your attack, sorry. That sadly misses. It's not exactly that it misses. It's more that it bounces right off of it. It just hit a surface that was not exactly flat to you. So it just like basically bounced and rolled off. You still have 1 action. So you're moving a bit closer. Excellent. Maz, what do you do?
Yeah, so Maz sees Cyrus get hit and he starts to shout, "Get back, sir!" And then he gets hit. that was a hard hit. Son of a... And he's gonna rage.
Excellent. Can you describe what people see as you rage?
So... Oh, I don't know why it said AFK. Okay, there we go. As Maz gets hit, and it was a solid hit. It's probably not the hardest hit, but it was solid. He shouts in pain, and it starts to turn into a snarl as his features become more wolf-like. His maw elongates, and his hands, his fists turn into sharp, cruel claws. And he turns back to this monster and just rips into it.
Excellent.
Rage! So I will use another intimidating strike.
I would like to use my reaction, fake out, to help you with that.
Okay.
If I can post it in chat, which I don't think I can.
Where is it on your sheet?
It's in the reactions tab. That's really annoying that I can't post in chat.
Yes, you can. Oh, wow.
That's the best I can do.
Interesting. Fake out. Trigger. An ally is about to use an action that would require an attack roll. Make an... okay, so I want you to make an aid check. So basically you need to make a standard attack DC 20. If you do, you give +1 circumstance bonus for Maz's action. So,
no. So that +1 circumstance bonus is only if I damage the enemy with my gun. They instead, I make the roll, then they get the bonus from the aid action. So either +2 or +1 or...
okay, depending on the degree of success. Go right ahead.
Yes.
That is a critical success, so you will be gaining the effect of a +2. Give me a second. If you're a master with a check, no, you're not a master for that, so it will be a +2. Excellent. So Maz.
Right. So Maz is gonna rip right into this thing, right into the guts of it with his claws.
Excellent. I so love the name of some of the techniques and everything. Ah, you miss. So sadly, you just swing.
I'm gonna hero point that.
You're gonna hero point this. Thank you so much. Go ahead, sir. Thank you so much for the follow. Excellent. That definitely hits. Yeah, the barbarian with the animal spirit has like amazing cool techniques. Like for example, one of them is called rip and tear. It's just like what? Excellent. So while you're clawing, there's some debris flying off of it. It's not exactly seeming to be reacting, and you have a feeling that for some reason, it seems to be heavily coated by something covering its more vital organs. So in this way, you barely scratch it.
Okay, it is still frightened.
It is still frightened, yes. As I did not remove the frightened one at the end of his turn, I'm going to keep the frightened one that it has right now. Excellent.
Sounds good.
Khan?
Yes?
Can you check the Discord for a second? Thank you.
Maybe.
And it's going to be your turn.
I don't have a fan going, so I don't know what you're hearing.
It keeps picking up something. I don't know what.
Interesting. I'll figure it out after my turn. I'm going to take the... Yeah, I'm going to risk that it doesn't have an attack opportunity and stride, so...
Reactive strike, non-attack of opportunity. It doesn't.
Yeah, my bad. Whatever,
It's fine,
the
it's fine.
same wording.
No, it's not.
It's not, but it is. So there.
Excellent.
And then... Pow pow, shoot it.
Go right ahead.
Miss.
And that sadly misses. Are you using a card to reload and attack a second time?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna use the card Rapid Reload.
Excellent. So rapid reload is Used.
And then attack again.
Perfect. And that definitely hits with a 21. I'm just trying to silence. I'm helping him. Come on. That would be 5 of damage. It takes the full 5 damage. It seems to be badly injured.
And that's my turn.
Excellent. Kristrid, your mage armor just ditched you and just went further down. You do not have any body to hide behind anymore.
Never trust a mage. All right. I have a technicality question. I want to know if this is something I can do.
Go ahead.
I wanted to cast. Where did he go? Oh, he's right in front of me. The one who's near death. I wanted to cast Healer's Blessing on him, and then do a heal, or sorry, no, then do a Vitality Lash.
Okay.
Does that work how I think it works? That would heal him up a little bit.
Yes. So so Healer's Blessing does give additional hit points to somebody that you will be then using to heal. That you will be targeting by the healing spell. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to target the person who is near death. No more near death for you.
Excellent. So he now is
Blessing.
targeted by Healer's Blessing.
And now I'm going to cast that cantrip, the Vitality Lash, because you said that even though it's an attack because it has the positive stuff, that means it heals, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Alright, cast. And then roll. So he gets the 7 plus.
Just give me a second.
extra
Yes,
2.
it would be 7 for some reason. So he gets 9. Oh wait, an extra 4. Here we go.
And how many times can I use Healer's Blessing? Is that like a just once thing?
Focus spell work a bit differently. You need to view anything that is a. Oh, cool. We got accident happens. I'm just gonna add it at the end of the turn so that we are aware that we have it. So, focus spells are a resource. You need to see that it's kind of like in 5th edition, where you have a monk that has key points.
Key points, yeah.
In order to fuel its techniques. That's what Healer's Blessing is, and you only have 1 key point.
Okay.
So as you've now used your only key point, you cannot do it again. But once per day, you may make a meditation in order to regain 1 of those focus points.
And I've got, it says that the duration is 1 minute, so like technically my next term I could do that same thing again.
Absolutely.
And heal him, and he would still get an extra 2.
Absolutely. So if we verify it here, he does have 10 rounds remaining on it.
Yes. Woohoo.
Perfect.
I did a smart thing. I'm so excited. Okay, thank you. I'm done.
Excellent. So the mound will be attacking Maz twice. First attack will be hit, and will be dealing 15 points of damage. And second attack will miss. Kindrad.
I am going to start with a precision strike. Or, sorry, what's the ability called again? Hold on, let me check.
It's precision.
Hunted shot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, first one.
That would
Something tells me
miss.
this is not going to hit.
Are you using your hero point?
I think I might just.
For some reason you don't have one?
Where-
Well, I just gave it back because you didn't use it yet.
And I will get rid of it very quickly. I accidentally gave myself 2 more. I trust you to remove them.
It's fine. So in the chat, you can right click, and you can click reroll using hero point. That one does hit. So for those following, just letting you know, a hero point is either a reroll or automatically stabilize when you're dying. So that's 9 points of damage. It'll take 4. So that was your first attack?
Yes, and this action allows 2 attacks, and as such.
Yep. Your second arrow misses. It's not exactly that it misses. It connects, but like you clearly hit one of those more solid wooden areas.
Literally, I must reposition. And with my final action, I'm going to attempt to make 1/3 attack.
Go ahead. Sadly, it misses. Timothy on deck, Maz.
I'm gonna try to hurl another projectile.
Go right ahead. And that one hits. 29 is not a crit hit, by the way.
Sad.
Yeah. You can roll your damage. 8 points of damage, of which he takes the full.
And then
You still have
I'm
one
gonna
action.
go where no mage ever went.
In melee range?
I am in melee range.
Well, yeah, for hit, yes, you're right. So where are you going? Oh, yeah, you're using your spear. Okay, I got... Absolutely. Well, sadly, it misses.
I went where no mage went before.
Fair. All right, Maz.
Yeah, I also realized that it should have taken 1 point more of damage. For some reason, it called my rage damage on that last attack 0.
Okay. Here we go.
It is an agile weapon, so it should have been 1. But, so Maz is going to just, since the claws weren't working so well, sort of jump on it, climb up to its shoulder, and bite into its shoulder. And gonna rip and tear out a big chunk of it if he can.
Absolutely.
So, don't know if it takes bleed damage, but we're gonna try.
Definitely hits. That's because, so you're asking why it's sorry. It was 1, not 11? Never mind. Sorry, I applied 11. I thought it was 11 of damage that you did earlier. Sorry. Okay, so that's 10 of excellent. So let's do that. That's full damage. Takes 5 of damage in total.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be affected by the bleed effect.
That's fine. And then I will, for my second and third actions, we'll do another intimidating strike while I'm up here. Just gonna keep biting at roughly where its face is.
Okay. It doesn't have a definite face. It has more like multiple bulbous forms that are protruding from where its neck would be.
Well, that explains why I couldn't hit the face then.
Fair. Cyrus. On deck, Kristrid.
First action, reload.
Absolutely.
Second, shoot it in the face.
It doesn't have a face. We just established that. That's
So
why you're
that's
missing
We're
it.
failing.
That's why you're missing it.
Third action, reload.
And that's your turn?
Yep.
Kristrid.
I'm going to Vitality Lash again, because I want to save the big heals in case somebody goes down. So, there we go. Vitality Lash.
You can roll damage.
Damage. Why do I have to click 3 times? There we go. Woohoo, +2.
There you go.
As he still has that.
Oh, +2, you're right.
Because he still has the,
For some reason, it's not
There
counting
we
it.
go.
Here we go.
Healer's
Perfect.
Blessing. There we go.
You
That's why.
still have one more action.
Okay, so I think well, the only thing I could do is move, right? There's not really anything else to do with the
I mean, you
action
could
economy.
attack Cyrus.
Oh,
He's within melee range.
I'll just smack him.
Bad Cyrus, stop getting hit.
Stop getting hit.
Stop
Goodness.
getting hit.
I honestly don't know. So I'm just gonna stay here, ready for
All right.
shooting more
The creature
Vitality lashes.
will be attacking Timothy with one of its tendrils, basically lashing out towards him. It will miss. Wow. And it will do its second attack on Moz, who's right here. That will again miss. Jesus. Poor defenseless creature. It will also lose the Frighten at the end of its turn, and can draw it.
Alright, wrong accent, different character. I'm going to knock my last arrow,
Okay.
and imagining a face in the vines, I will aim for that.
You guys don't understand. It doesn't have a face. I told you. But somehow you found the face it has in the body, so...
Well, you know how, like, we can look at clouds and we can see images in clouds? I'm sure we can look at this, like, mess of a thing and see something.
The power of imagination, playing Dungeons and Dragons. Who the thunk?
But we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
Mr. GM.
Wow.
sir.
So
We're
while
playing Pathfinder.
while the arrow does find its face, it doesn't seem to be digging enough. It just bounces off and falls to the ground, and as it stomps around, it gets lost in the water and probably broken there.
In that case, I will, with one action, sheathe my bow, and with my one remaining action, I shall draw Diplomacy.
Excellent. The DM got IP'd. Yes, I did. Shut up. So, Timothy.
Hey, my last turn worked well, so I'm gonna do it again. Except for the melee part, it sucked, but who am I? I'm gonna kick some random rocks to it again.
That sadly misses.
You know what? I'm gonna hero point it at that point.
And that one hits. "13 points of damage." Which
Oh,
is... I mean, like, there's a sliver of life still left to it.
I'm gonna try to finish it with a spear in
With
the
a spear.
face.
Sadly, you critically missed trying to hit its face again.
Yeah, I'm not good with a spear. Why am I trying?
Maz.
Yeah, so Maz is just gonna... I think he's latched onto it already, so he's just gonna keep biting into the mossy, viney mass of it. We'll do an intimidating strike again for
And,
this one.
Do you hope you didn't?
You're
that
cutting
big
off,
enough?
Cyrus.
Oh, that's wonderful. I would like to use Fake Out.
Okay.
If the ally allows it, which I assume.
Yeah.
So that's a +1.
Alright.
Just give me a second, I'll give it to him.
I can do it.
Oh, my name there. Perfect, that definitely hits.
Oh, there should be a D6. That second D6 does not apply. Oh, but it probably already.
Nevertheless, it is sufficient. As you jump up on it and bite into its shoulder yet again, you pull your head back, and the shoulder literally rips away with it. You hear this wet sound, kind of like as if you're crunching like a wet cucumber. It cracks together, and the creature shrieks, falls down, trashes about, its form kind of like losing its solidity, and it falls down in the water.
For my third action, I'll just keep shredding for what's left.
Perfect. Just give me a few seconds. I'm gonna do that here. So for a few seconds that you are still what you're seeing Moz, or I think you think it's Moz, shredding to the creature on the ground. what do you guys do?
I'm just gonna let the adrenaline flow and barf my way up there.
Okay. Anybody else? I guess not.
Apprehensively,
guess-
I turn towards my companion that has taken on this bestial form. Moles, are you feeling alright?
I'm assuming that at this point I start to come out of my rage. And, the features turn back into what, you know, everyone is used to, the just big olive-skinned, beardy guy with the gentle face and the baby, you know, the baby eyes. Sorry, I blacked out a bit there. Everyone all
No,
right?
no.
What?
You wolfed out there. You didn't black out. You wolfed out. You turned into a big, tall wolf thing, didn't you?
No, that sounds ridiculous.
Guys, back me up here. I'm not the only one who saw this.
No, you're not. Is there a bite mark somewhere or claw marks on the beast thing that's dead?
I mean, since it didn't have outright flesh in the proper sense, it's hard to actually define where there would be definite marks of sorts. Specifically now that it's more like a mass of tangle and briar and rotten vegetation itself.
Wait, really? You're not shitting me?
Alas, we are not.
Too tired
As
to
you're,
give anyone shit right now.
as you're saying that, by the way, Moz, you found absently as if you're just, rubbing your arm where you were bitten some day ago.
His hand will linger on the old wound. Huh. That's... I don't know what to make of that. That is...
As
We're in a
you're-
strange land surrounded by fog. We just fought a giant pile of vines, and this is giving you pause?
I will recall knowledge on curses.
Absolutely. So you can recall knowledge occult or recall knowledge religion to your taste.
As a denizen of the Sphalic Woods, I would also, if possible, like to see what I know about this.
Again, you may do. I do believe you have lore Barovia, correct?
Yes.
So you may either roll recall knowledge occult, recall knowledge religion, or recall knowledge lore Barovia. Just gonna wait for his
Occult
result.
and Barovia are the same, but Barovia is
Both-
fancy, so I'm gonna roll that one.
And both would not yield the same type of information.
Ooh. If you're rolling Occult, I'll roll Barovia then. As well.
I mean, you don't know what he's thinking, so
Fair. I did choose Barovia before knowing that, so I'm gonna
Okay.
lock in on that.
absolutely. Okay. So I'll start by Kindra. Kindra, while you don't know a whole lot, Barovia itself, is more known about more obscure creatures. You do know that there are some rumors of werewolves, specifically more in the Velaki and Kresk area, which is a bit iron northwest from where you are. About 3 days walk from here. On your case, Timothy, you've heard of powerful curses that could change a person, but normally it is more of infliction to ridicule a person rather than empower them. You have a feeling that this is more, probably more of the realms of almost a magical disease than a curse outright. Make sense?
Yes.
I have heard of something similar to this. What do you know of werewolves?
I prefer not to wear wolves. I prefer simple linens, really. They're just more breathable.
I see. I'll take that as a no. There are rumblings of people who can take on in a wolf-like form, and they have never been seen in these woods. Perhaps it could be the affliction that you are finding yourself in, though I know very little of it.
As you're discussing the predicament that could have befallen Maz, there is a shift and a groan in the earth. You do feel the ground somewhat shaking, and the water that you are standing in kind of like ripples to the effect of what could be similar to, best described as an earthquake. The ceiling seems to be dropping some ashes or perhaps just dust that has been accumulated there, and there is a shift in the entranceway, which basically turns into a staircase. And you hear what seems to be almost like the sound of a motor running.
Is
in
that
this direction?
Okay. I think Bear's figuring out later.
I agree. I would, if possible, like to walk up to the shambling, or no longer shambling, but the remains
Okay.
that are just of, what was this thing called again? It reminds me of a shambling mound.
It's akin to a shambling mound, yes.
I would like to walk up to that and see if I can get any of my arrows back.
Sadly,
Should there be
no.
anything. Darn, okay. Blades it is.
So, do you do
I guess
anything?
we now move out. Or...
Yeah.
Excellent.
Let's get out of here.
So, as you move up the stairs, these take you up back to the room that you were in on the top floor. I will be, just give me a second. I'll be just doing something real quick here. Just give me a second. All right. As you reach the top floor, you notice something quite different. That's loud. That's much better. So you notice something quite different in the house. It seems that the hallways now bears what seems to be traps. It seems that the house itself intends to destroy you.
It wasn't already trying to kill us?
Now it's a bit more obvious. So what do you guys want to do?
What if we took one of those chairs and threw it at that rotating thing and try to break it? Yeah,
Perhaps
something.
our best route of egress is through window.
As you're doing that, or rather, while you're doing that, just give me a second. I would like everybody to make this save. Give me a second. What? What is it trying to make me do? Wait a second.
Never a good sign when the GM goes, what? It's like, oh, what's about to explode?
All right, I would like you to make this save here. So a Fortitude DC, please. So that is a failure. Failure. Success. Success. And I'm missing Christrid.
Because Christian's trying to figure it out. Do I just click on the save on the...
Yes.
Yeah, the Fortitude icon in the spell.
Go.
That is a 16. That is a failure, sadly. All right. So, give me a second.
Offended.
So, Kindrot and Timothy, you are sickened. Basically, the reason why is the smoke in the hallway
I
is
think other way
obviously
around.
getting to you. And everybody else takes 1 point of damage.
Oh, I get that. Okay.
Here we go.
Where's a fireball when you need one?
We have
So-
a wizard.
Sorry, the ones that rolled the highest are the ones that are second?
Yes.
Everyone is
sickened.
sick, kid.
Oh, okay.
Yes, everyone is sickened.
If you rolled high, you did not take the damage.
Okay.
Oh, and it did.
All right.
I
So,
take the damage twice.
no, you only have it once.
Okay, it's showing twice in my chat log.
Interesting, but you only have it once on your character.
Sweet.
So, what do you guys do?
Well, we're
I see there's, Yeah, honestly, at this point, I think we're going for the chair plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
follow.
would like to assist you with the chair.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like you guys to, one of you, actually, the person handling the chair, to make the thievery check that is now currently in the chat.
Okay, I will let someone else do it if it's thievery. I was thinking just like jamming.
The
things
reason
up.
why it is thievery is that you're trying to time it in order to jam it rather than just passing it through. So it does require more thievery. Thievery is pretty much the art of knowing how to disable and stop traps as much as setting them.
Heard. I will let someone else do that then.
So, who does it?
Cyrus, is this your kind of timing thing?
He'll
This-
just kind of look at you.
The smoke
then-
is... Go ahead, sorry.
He'll just kind of look at you, and then after a second shake his head. Done.
Alright, I guess it is me then.
I can provide an offer.
You're
excellent
trying, but you're
moral support.
failing.
Okay,
No, I did
mediocre
give a
moral.
benchmark of a window room.
There's no window, and every windows are... where you are, there's no window in the room. Or rather, there's one with little bars here, but I mean, like, it's minimum.
Right.
Are there walls on the other sides?
So,
of
what we're gonna do to make it easier... Roll initiative. Perfect. Christrid, what do you do? Do be mindful that the smoke effects are at the end of each turn.
How many actions would it cost for me to grab like a piece of cloth or something to put over my face? To kind of like,
I'd say just one.
block out the smoke.
Basically walking up,
So,
taking it, just wrapping it, and like, you know, and it would give you a circumstance bonus.
I would like to do that.
Absolutely,
For
okay.
one action. And for the other two actions,
You would need to move to one of the tables there with the clothes on, with the claws on it and everything like that.
like
So
here.
you still have one action left.
Okay, so that makes sense. And for the other action, just looking through my list of things I can do, which is not a lot. I'm gonna just gesture to the cloth and go, guys, put on face. It'll help. I know that probably didn't cost an action. It's something.
Maz, what do you do?
Is there a wall on either side of the spinning?
Yes, but it's a thick, heavy manor wall.
I assume that it's thick, heavy manor wall everywhere.
Yes.
Now I'm really wishing I had taken that feat instead.
You're left basically with two options. Trying to disable it or trying to go through it.
I'm gonna see if these things can be attacked. I'm gonna just like pick up a piece of furniture, maybe one of these chairs or a table, and just swing it into the mechanism with as hard as I can.
Okay, absolutely. Just give me a second. I just want to check one thing here. You're trying to attack it. You're swinging, you're hitting, but it's just basically passing the piece of furniture that you have through it. Again, the two options are either you go through it or you're trying to disable it.
Okay. That was me trying to disable it, but...
Oh, okay, so if you're trying to that's different, because you're attacking something, it does have AC and it does have hit points.
It does have AC and hit points?
Yes, but even if you hit it, you would need to...
It doesn't.
It's metal. Hardness of metal is 20, so you need to deal 21 of damage in order to at least inflict 1.
Gotcha. Well, I'll call that a learning experience, and I think that's probably all of my actions.
You moved, you tried to disable it, you still have 1 action.
In that case, I will also tie up some cloth around my nose and mouth.
Okay. Cyrus.
Suffocation rules are 5+ Constitution, going down once per round, so I will begin to hold my breath.
Excellent.
Then, for my second action, I'm going to try. People are too afraid to just tank the damage, and I'm going to tank and run.
So you're going to pass through?
Yes.
Excellent. As you pass, it fails to hit you.
Perfect.
That's not what I want, that's what I want. So you pass here.
That's not 25 feet.
No, now you can move the rest of your movement. That's
Oh, okay.
10 feet, 15 feet.
50, yeah.
10 feet, sorry.
So we will go 10, 15, 5, so there. Am I rolling? Are they rolling?
Are they what? No, because you're not passing through them.
Okay, cool. Then,
the stairs are here, by the way.
you're gonna have to, So final. That's all. 20.
You want to
Yeah.
go? You want to go here? Perfect.
That's my turn.
Excellent. Kindrod.
Seeing Cyrus daringly jump through the blades, I am inspired to copy him.
Okay. Perfect.
So I shall, should Maz allow me to pass through his space, I shall attempt to do so.
Excellent. As you pass, the blade will try to attack you. And miss.
Is there a check I need to make? Perfect.
It's an attack
In that
roll that it's
case-
making.
In that case, I would like to use all 30 feet of my movement in one turn, in one action if possible.
So that's 10 feet.
All right. That'll be 15. 20, 25, and 30. And with a second action, I would like to use more.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Alright. I forgot to grab cloth, so I cannot use a third action to put a thing over my mouth.
Sure.
But I guess with my final action, I'll try to jump through this trap too.
All right, just give me a second. As you try to jump through this trap, it's trying to attack you and misses. Timothy.
I will cast shield
Okay.
and start moving about.
Excellent. Just give me a few seconds so I can just target you and try to attack. It misses. Hey, hello, Mirren.
And then I'm gonna use my third action to
Excellent.
go there.
So I understand that everybody's pretty much taking the step and heading. Is your intent to go out of the house?
I assume so.
Assume so? Everybody agrees with that?
My intent is following the party.
Okay.
My intent is to follow the party as well once it gets my turn, but I only have 20 feet of movement.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Give me a few seconds. Do that. So everybody will keep their sickened, and everybody will be taking 3 points of damage. So you can modify it directly on your sheet. Everybody's fine with handling it on their own?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Question: where's this damage?
What?
Where is this damage?
Either blades or other things that could have hit you.
Okay.
So you take 3 damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Giving myself damage is not something I know.
Just give me a second.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
I damaged Kindroth.
Here we go. All right.
Thank you for giving me damage. What, that felt weird.
You're emerged from that house bloodied, but unbowed, after what seemed to be the longest evening of your life. The meager meal you had received at the Blood and the Vine seemed so far now. The clouds have parted to reveal a star-filled sky. The moon seemed larger in the sky itself tonight, almost as if it was some cosmic horror peering down to gaze at you. It was partially hidden behind the looming spires of Castle Ravenloft, up in the cliff in the distance. Again, as you walk out, you hear the frantic toll of the church bell catching your attention again, ringing for what seems to be the 20th time in the short span of time that you've been to that house. At least you knew for certain that Ismark was eagerly awaiting your return at the Blood and the Vine, thankfully with the promised 50 gold and the prospect of a new job. You find yourself, though, in the street. What do you guys want to do?
Rest?
Did we ever find the kid?
You never did. You found bodies.
We found the bones of the kid. I mean, we took the bones because we wanted to give them a proper burial.
Well, we found the bones of the 2 kids, but there was the baby.
You never found the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps the baby was, in fact, metaphorical all along.
Metaphorical
baby
baby
maybe
strikes
the-
again.
Maybe the baby was the mound thing of vines and it became a monster.
By the spirits, I hope not. That would truly
If it
be
was-
a horrific end for the poor child.
Yes, but it would mean they were at peace. So I am good with that.
So like cough as he begins to unload his weapons, put them away, and start walking. The tavern.
You're cutting off, bro.
Love. Also, I really love it.
Nope. Nope.
You'll see Slavis kind of just cough and then begin to put away his weapons, unload them, and then he will go and begin to walk towards the tavern.
All right. Is everybody else following?
Yes.
Maz is gonna look back at the house sadly, and he's not so sure about the metaphorical baby business and suspects that there are another set of bones in there to be buried. But we'll follow the group.
What you do not see is that as you leave that house behind, there is a slight shift, like a sigh of relief, a groan of peace from the boards of the house. On the top floor, the skeletal remains of the children turn to powder and are washed away by a draft of air. The paint on the doll house in the room peels away to the same gust of wind, turning to fine ashes like the bones of the children had. The wood beneath it rots rapidly as if the countless years that had spent there had finally caught back with it. That house, in appearance, shifts to match that of the dollhouse, its foundation sinking slightly. It seems that whatever hunting was taking place there had finally, for it now at least, been given some reprieve. Yes, go ahead.
One observation. We did, I believe, bring the bones with us. Our plan being to bring them to the church to
You
bury.
did?
Do they still turn to dust?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Just give me a second. I want to... And we will be watching that here. Just again, the people that are here can see this amazing video here. As you reach the trifold main square, you are faced with the most unusual and gloomy spectacle. Ethereal adventurers by the dozen, slowly making their way from what seemed to be the cemetery behind the church to the north. That same church whose bell seems to insist on ringing at the strangest of times. Kindrat, you're familiar with the spectacle. Every night, at the strike of midnight, all the adventurers, the would-be heroes, the champions of truth, and all that is good and just that died fighting against the lady of the castle, form this eerie procession and head off to Castle Ravenloft, marching through the night and dying off as the sun rises just as they reach the castle gate. They are passive mostly, not reacting to anything they encounter, not responding to any outside stimuli as they march on. As you catch the end of this macabre procession, you catch a glimpse of Ismark through the large window of the Blood and the Vine Tavern, watching the procession in silence, his glass raised in toast to all those who died in the effort to destroy the devil of Barovia. So you find yourself at the front of the Blood and the Vine. What do you guys do?
Well, Christian is just horrified and does like she's got tears in her eyes, hand on her mouth, kind of horrified.
I'm going to scan around for Ismark.
Excellent. Christian, can you make a perception check for me, please? Ismark, as I said, is in the main window of the building right here. He's inside.
There it is. Perception. There it is not. There we go.
So on
It's not making it
so-
very easy.
okay, on your character sheet, there's two things. There's a big tab called perception, and then should be a dice, but that's your initiative. If you go just a bit higher, you should be able to see perception.
Haha.
Here we go. 25.
I was looking at the wrong spot.
For a fleeting moment, you saw a dwarf in that procession. The moment you're kind of like caught up to it and just like, you start looking, but other than outright going to check, there's no way of actually knowing who that one. And by the time that you take a decision or not to do something about it, you do not see that frame and form in the procession.
Christian is very upset right now, and she tries to kind of shake it off a little bit and steels herself and goes with her party into the tavern.
Excellent. So everybody's going in?
Yep.
Yes.
As per usual, the same people as before. So we have Ismark basically standing by the window and coming to greet you as you walk in. There's the usual Arik, the barman, still rubbing what seems to be the same glass for the 100th time this evening. And of course, the three Vistani women who Ismark identified on the first passing here that they were the owners, but didn't seem to actually trust them with anything to be said near them. So he basically takes you and moves back to this table at the corner where he sits down. Kind of like, there's a mixture of hope and surprise that you might take the oh shit, they survived type of, reaction. So, okay, that's interesting. And he sits down. The first thing he does is produce this pouch of gold, which he slides to Cyrus. It has a jiggle to it, and here you go, and here you are for the 50 gold pieces that he had promised. As promised, my friend. I'm sorry I have doubted you. Come, sit. And he motions at the group to join him.
Does the house normally do all that?
I wouldn't know. I have never been inside.
Probably wise.
I'll head to the table and go, is there wine?
Yes, I do believe that we have great mash here. I can... Arik, would you please just bring a bottle of your finest Wizards of Wine bottle, please? Arik, without so much of a smile or nod, just mechanically turns, grab a bottle, doesn't bring any glasses because he was only asked for the bottle, and just brings it. As he brings it in front of him, Ismark kind of looks up to him, just, with glasses, please. Just bring me 6 glasses. It'll be fine. Arik, again, not really responding, just turns around, goes back to fetch glasses and come back. The moment he does, Ismark's already in the process of uncorking the wine bottle and serves in the glasses. You notice that he also serves a perhaps slimmer portion that you're used to. It's not like, a full glass. It's more of a, a poor man's glass that he's trying to spare whatever wine he can. I must admit, during the time of my father, there was other people that went into the house. It was burned down and came back after some years. So at least for now, the village is safe from its evil for at least a few years. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What do you mean for a few years?
I don't really know how to explain it better. I was a child when last adventurers ventured into the house, and when I had become a man, the house was back. Overnight, as if manifested by an evil will that wished to have this plague the village consistently with its presence. I'm sure you've noticed that there's many houses and buildings in the village that are now empty. Most decent folk moved on to Valaki and Kresk. And the safety of walls, of course. We don't have any here, and we are right under the shadow of Castle Ravenloft, as if it was some oppressive heel pressing down on our throat. But I was born here. It is my father's village. There's a few of us still here. And for what it's worth, you've managed to make it slightly safer. Thank you.
I keep my opinions of him and his family's sanity levels to myself, and I take a drink.
Excellent. Anybody else doing
Maz
anything?
Will, Maz will raise his glass, but will not drink the wine. Will instead
I
drink the water from his skin.
Okay.
I will clink my glass on Maz's before taking a sip.
Okay. Cyrus?
Yeah, he'll... Yeah, this makes sense. He'll kind of push the glass towards Ismark again and just tap, like, the base of it to leave, like, a soot finger mark on it, as if to say, like, hey, this is not the full thing.
Maz will pour his portion into Cyrus's cup.
He'll kind of stare at you for a bit, and you kind of get the sense that he was not really asking for more. It was more, you know, looking at Ismark, and then he'll slowly move it back.
Good. You'll see that Ismark is somewhat uncomfortable. Everybody around the table seems to have a feeling that he's easy to push around, if that makes sense. He's not really used to standing up, anything like that. If anything, he's kind of counting on the on you guys to stand up where he apparently sees himself being unable to do so. I'm sorry. You see, the wine is rare, and as you all take this sip of wine, it's not the best wine you've ever tasted. It's not exactly rancid. It seems as if like it was probably kept here for a prolonged time. We haven't had any shipment from the Wizards of Wine in some time, and this is the few comfort that we have, so we try to spare it.
Define some time.
A few months. Year, maybe.
That is understandable.
But yes.
Does
Though
that
it is-
coincide with when the house came back?
No.
It is worrisome that the Wizards of Wine have gone silent.
Yes, that is true. I'm guessing that we're simply not on the priority list anymore. After all, there's so few of us here, so I would understand that it is not good for their business, but... Beside, anything that comes to us must first pass by the road leading to Castle Ravenloft, so I believe that they probably exert a heavy toll on and taxation on anything that comes here. So yes, I'm sorry I seem maybe cheap to the eyes of a person from the city such as yourself, but this is how we do things here. Comfort and happiness is so far between that we try to spare it when we can and make it last as long as we can. Even though sometimes it feels as if we're too little butter stretched on a large piece of bread. He's gonna look like you feel as if like it's just like, okay, come on, like we're feeling sorry, we're feeling bad for you now, because like he's looking all pitiful, and it's even more pitiful to see a guy in his late 20s, early 30s groveling almost. I see someone understood that reference. Thank you, thank you, Rugby Star.
Scraped over too much bread.
Yeah.
The Bilbo reference is appreciated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys want to do?
I think on a day when she wasn't just surviving a thing called a death house, she would have felt bad for him. But at this point, she's just like, oh, okay, sure.
Well, Cyrus will kind of lean forward and go, well, let me make sure. He did. Yes, I believe he did. Cyrus will lean forward and then say, sister.
Ah, yes, my sister. She is safe at the manor. The manor has been reinforced, of course. As I mentioned, I would greatly appreciate that you would be able to escort her to Valak. You see, as I said, the safety in walls, right? And I want to be sure that she is safe when she can. And at the St. Andrew's Cathedral, we have friends. We might be able to actually find some semblance of life. She has been visited twice already, and I fear that I'm losing her. I fear that she's so far away already, and she's an innocent soul. She does not deserve anything that is befalling her, and she deserves safety. I'm all right with staying here as my father, to be sure that I put my father on the ground and that my sister is safe. Would you do that?
Of course.
Yes.
Have we gotten the sister's
Yeah.
name?
He mentioned it in passing, I believe. But again, like, were you paying a whole attention? I figured not.
I may have written it down.
It's possible.
I am checking my notes.
I mean, I feel like Kendroth being a resident sounds.
Not really. He would know the name of the Burgomeister.
But not his children?
Irina!
Not really.
Oh.
Yes.
I did write it down.
Yes. Irina.
So you said something about, with your father on the ground?
Yes. My father passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine. We are getting used to it. As I said, happiness comes in short doses here. And when evil hits you, it's the full castle wall that falls down on you. As he's talking, you're hearing the ding, ding, ding off in the distance of the church again. The Vistani womans that are there kind of like giggle for a second, and you hear the voice of one of them. Hey, Burgomeister! Maybe checking out what's the old fool doing again, because he's at it, and we can't sleep. It's your job to do that now, since Papa died. You're gonna see Ismar kind of like sinking in his seat, just like, you know, as he's hearing them kind of like echo him, and he sighs for a second. Seems to be unsure of what he's gonna be doing about that. And
Is there something we can do to help at the moment?
they're right. I should be going to see what Danovic is up. He's. You can wait for me here, and I'll come and pick you back up in order to go see my sister, or you can come with me. And...
Christian is already standing up.
Thank you. It's like, you know, he's really going to be reaching for your hand and just like, you know, squeezing it, looking at you, and just like a very silent nodding, like, thank you. And he's gonna stand up.
Kindroth will
I know
likely
it.
follow.
Excellent.
Maz will slowly stand up, and I lightly punches Ismark on the shoulder. And hey, man, cheer up.
Yeah.
You're doing all right for the people here. You're
Thank you.
doing what has to be done.
Thank you. Well, I guess we should be off to the church. And he's gonna, like, seeing that Cyrus is the only one that isn't standing up, and he's gonna quickly pass his gaze over him, kind of like he doesn't want to look at him and like, lock eyes with him. And he's gonna head off towards the entrance, leaving all 5 of you together for a few seconds if you want to do anything before following after him.
Cyrus, once he's gone, Cyrus will stand, just kind of like hold up the bag and shake it so it jingles, and then just shake his head like in disappointment at the rest of the group before putting it away, and then you'll hear him like kind of grumble and then begin to walk out.
All right. And this is where we'll be taking our first bio break of the night, a 5-minute break in order to set a few things. This is a perfect time, if you haven't done so, to join our Discord, check out our Instagram, check out our X, and give us a follow on YouTube here and everywhere else. In the meantime,
What is this X you speak of?
it's Twitter.
I know of no X.
Okay. All right.
This is Blue Sky.
We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. And we are back. Awesome. So, Eastmark stands outside of the tavern, waiting for everybody to follow up. You trickle out of the inn, basically to join him at the front of the Blood and Vine. He was looking up at the sky for a second, and down at the ground, kind of like, fidgeting. He's checking his sword, and he's readjusting his studded leather armor, and he's trying. You feel he's trying to either find confidence or trying to make himself look a bit more imposing. You're not really sure what he's trying to do. He nods as you trickle out of the tavern itself. Have you ever visited the church?
I do not believe I have.
It's the place where Danovic is. Him and his son are normally taking care of the place, and it's. I don't exactly know what they're worshiping, and he's gonna lean forward as he says that, kind of like whispering. We don't really have a whole lot of people of the cloth here, and they normally don't last a whole lot. Danovic has been here forever, though. So yeah. And he's gonna start off heading towards the church. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. So just give me a few.
Definitely, I want to see what kind of church this is.
Oops, just give me a second. I'm gonna do that. So, do I have that? Yes, I do.
I don't want to go, but I'm afraid to stay alone, so
Yeah, exactly. The ghost side is gonna grumble again.
Hope that's not the one.
He's slouching towards Eastmark, following. Very
He's
exhausted.
dragging his feet in the ground.
Yeah, I mean, he's covered in blood from wolves, ghost ectoplasm, soot.
Yeah. All right. So I will bring y'all here.
But if we're gonna get any sleep tonight.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
No sleeping thing?
The church sits on a small hill to the northwest of the village. There's this staircase that's in better days, made of old and ancient stone that leads up to it. Oops, it seems to have stopped for some reason. And it doesn't want to load. Great. The church itself is nondescript, rather hard to know what and who is currently prayed or what are worshipped within the halls of this ramshackled of a church that's seen better days. You have a feeling that there's no groundskeeper or anything of the sort, as leaves, the autumn leaves are still littering the ground, partially rotting away, and as you were going up the stairs, you do hear the clanging again of the church bell ringing. What would you do?
Is there any obvious religious iconography on the...
None that you can see.
Well, STRAHD, you appear to be our expert on the cloth. What make of this by you?
STRAHD?
Sorry, I'm having connection issues with my microphone.
Oh.
Just give me a second.
Sure.
And because of that, your voice was cutting out. Not you, Phil. Could you ask me the question again? She's definitely just like had zoned out and is trying to pretend she hadn't zoned out and goes, "Oh yeah, sorry. Could you say that again?"
In clearer English, what I asked more or less, because this is more of your realm than it is mine. What do you make of this place of worship?
It looks kind of dreary. Not seeing any obvious symbols identifying which god that this temple is built for. What do the grounds look? Do the grounds basically look like what I'm seeing on the screen?
Yes. Again, everything that you see on screen is what your characters can see. Same thing in the battle map. What you see is what your character sees. So if you're asking me, can I see this? Well, just check what you can see on your screen.
Excellent. The grounds don't look very well taken care of, but then again, to kind of look around Barovia and go, nothing here does. So I don't know if that's specific to this temple or if that is specific to, this town.
I will
Doesn't look very well taken care of either.
I will also mention that if there are any sounds or anything that you hear, these are again in game. If that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Well,
should we go in?
yeah, Cyrus will
as you're discussing this, you realize that Ismar kind of like is staying behind you. He's kind of like, just looking at the church itself. It seems very ominous. Like, the only thing that's missing for, like, being the typical haunted place in a horror show is the crash of lightning behind it, lighting it up. But as there are no clouds in the sky, that's not going to happen, so.
Yeah, so Cyrus will kind of push the Burgermeister. I mean, this is his job.
Yeah, he's going to, like, move forward a bit. I'm sorry, yeah. We should go, right?
Yes, we should.
Silent.
Good.
You
Yes.
got this, man. You're doing.
I'm gonna grab his hand and I'm gonna go. Remember, we're doing this for your sister.
We are? No, wait.
Yes.
Okay.
You wanted us to help you.
Yes.
Get this on there. Get your dad put to rest so that we can help you get your sister to safety.
Yes. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
You're obviously right. Yes. Let's go. And he's gonna point towards, like, he's gonna invite people to walk in front of him. Wait for a few seconds, see if anybody.
After you, you're doing great. You got it. Give him
Okay.
a pat on the back. I'm
Okay.
trying to be encouraging.
Absolutely. And he's gonna walk up to the front door. Just give me a second. I'm gonna do that here. Do I have? Yes, I do. Excellent. Gonna do that. Just give me a few seconds. Got that already. You here and Ismark. Ismark, where are you? He is
Are we still sickened?
no, you can remove your sickened. By that time, you can remove it. All right. So, you all find yourselves over here, and you hear Ismar giving a shy knock on the door. He's gonna look towards you, kind of like, I think no one's home. And you're gonna hear the toll of the bell again, ding, 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 ringing.
Someone's home. You can probably just go in. Tell you what, Maz will knock heavy.
He's gonna, Donovic, are you here? And as you're knocking, it's gonna crack the door slightly open, and Ismar, without much of a choice, will finish opening it up. What we see is this. It's a long hallway with doors on each side and leading up to this altar where currently there's a man kneeling, seems to be in the middle of prayer towards the main altar itself. Ismark is going to be slowly advancing onwards. Are you following behind?
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. Just want to do one thing here. Just give me a second, because I think that's... Yeah.
Are the voices that we hear coming from the dude at the altar or
No.
elsewhere?
They're coming from elsewhere.
Cool. Cool. That's just great.
You're gonna see that.
Timothy, I suggest we may wish to look in some of these doors.
Very well.
As you do, Ismark advances closer to this. So basically, the door opens to reveal this 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to this brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side, seems to be leading to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear the soft voice from a man reciting prayers. Suddenly, you hear the voice again.
Does the voice appear to be behind one of these doors?
Make a perception check.
Trying to find perception. Oh, here it is.
Seems to be coming from beneath you. Ismark is going to be addressing the man in prayer. And then, Kristrid, as you walk in, you notice the sorry state in which the main... You feel that this is a place that... This is a church that hasn't seen any people actually being here for a long time. They probably haven't held a mass or anything of the sort in a long time. Father Donovic, are you well? And you notice Ismark's clearly looking down. He's hearing the voices, but he doesn't seem to be wanting to mention it. Donovic stands up, smiles. Why, hello, Ismark. Yes, we're fine. Everything's fine. And the man seems to be this older gentleman. He has large bags beneath his eyes, seem to have been unable to sleep for some time. Though he smiles, but there's something insincere about it. Yes, I see. Well, thank you so much. We just wanted to be sure. Is the bells ringing? Is that gonna stop? And as he's talking, you hear his voice kind of like diminishing. He's gonna look over his shoulder towards you, kind of like, seeking approval of am I doing good or anything like that. And
Maz will hold his chin up and sort of indicate chin up.
He's gonna
puff chest out a bit.
Sure, okay. I would like you to roll. Just give me a second. Where is it? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's what I want. I would like you to roll society for me. Or rather, no, diplomacy.
Okay. That's what I was going for. I was hoping for a better roll, but no.
It seems to be enough for him to just, perk up a bit, and Donovic is going to look at him and... While, of course, I'm sorry. I'm trying to invoke the blessings of the Nine in order to put to rest certain things that have been, and he trails off.
At the mention of the Nine, I am looking at Kristrid to see if that sparks anything for her.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, like, is that something? Because player Sasa doesn't know a whole lot about the pantheon of Pathfinder, but I wanted to know, like, is this something Kristrid would know, like, what the Nine are?
So what is your question? Like if you could ask a question that is answerable by yes or no.
My question is, do I know anything about gods in our world that are also called the Nine?
You can make a. Well, I mean, no, you're a priest. You're a cleric, specifically a cloistered one. No. Doesn't ring a bell.
As a denizen of Barovia, have I heard of the Nine?
You've heard of the Nine. It's like it's one of those. Barovia's seen its share of rising religions and like, you know, it's almost a seasonal thing. It's almost a joke, as in. There's never been a cleric, like a divinely devoted person enough in order to obtain religion based spellcasting. So, like, for example, what Sasa is doing, what Kristrid is doing is, like, she is divinely appointed to a point that she's able to channel the energy of her god through her body. That's something you've probably never seen. To be as to have so much faith in a god, to be granted miracles of that sort. Yes, you've heard of the Nine. You've heard of multiple different religions. You've heard of, like, the Dawnflower. You've heard of the cult of the Sun, the cult of the Silver Dragon. You've heard of the Fanes of the Land. You've heard of multiple things. But to say, are they real? Yeah, no, that's not the Nine I was referring to, but thanks. On just posting Akatosh and so forth. That's not what I was going for, but yes. So I hope that answered your question. I'll take that as yes. Anybody else?
And
Okay.
sounds like
What?
someone.
Who is screaming? Who is that screaming? Are we all just ignoring the fact there is screaming coming from below us right now?
You're gonna.
Yes, I am, because I am tired.
Whoever that is sounds like they're a little worse off. Why is there screaming, Father?
So you're going. You're gonna see that Ismark is gonna be like, you know. He seems as ashamed of not having done anything about it. Well, not anything about it yet. But as you're kind of like stepping up and like, hey, are we gonna do something about it? You're gonna see that he's gonna turn towards Donovic and say, "Father, where's your son?" And he's simply gonna be smiling and say, "Oh, voices? I don't hear any voices. You must be confused." And
Well, you don't hear ours?
And almost on cue. And he's just gonna be smiling.
I just look at Ismark and go and give him this, like, really face.
Ismark seems to not know what to do.
All right, so it's coming from below me. Does it look any obvious, like, for stairs, ways down, trapdoors?
In the room that you are, it seems that there's no stairs leading downwards.
Hearing this, I am going to turn to Timothy and Cyrus.
I suggest we may wish to open some of these doors to help illuminate the voice that the dear father is struggling to hear.
At King John's request, Simon sort of just opened the door next.
You can see the moment you start you start opening doors, the father kind of like stands up a bit more and seems a bit more frazzled, if you wish. He's gonna stand up and slowly head towards kind of like the main hall. And Kristrid, for once, you do see that Ismar kind of like is lifting a hand and basically telling him to stop. His other hand going to his sword. It seems that if anything, at least he's confident in his martial abilities. So, just give me a second. Cyrus, as you open that door, it seems to be a bedroom. So it's dirty, lightless, and seems to be containing a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress that's seen better days. Mounted on the bed's headboard is what seems to be a symbol of a rising sun. Carved into the wood.
Okay.
Kindrot. What you see is an old desk and chair that stand against the south wall. A wooden holy symbol, again, of the sun seems to be mounted above them. Some kind of sunburst, perhaps, even. A 10-foot-long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting that probably a tapestry was hanging at some point over there. Against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors. And last but not least, Timothy, you enter into a room that seems to be a room that belonged to someone else. So, for example, it's a smaller room, more modest. Seems to be like almost like perhaps a servant's room of sorts, but so far you've only seen Donovic here, so.
Very well. I mean, I'm gonna open the other door.
Okay. Donovic at that point seems to be like, this is my home. What are you doing? Ismark, this is outrageous. You're
for help.
You're seeing Ismar kind of like almost on the verge of caving in. What are you guys doing?
Cyrus would draw his gun.
Okay.
Maz is stepping up, standing up straight from his normal slightly stooped posture. Someone is calling for help, Father.
It's the wind. You're confused.
No, it is not.
You don't know what you're doing.
How do we get to the cellar? Oh, then tell us what we are doing.
He seems to be pondering for a second. There's nothing I can do and nothing that you can do for him. You don't understand.
With that attitude.
He's been touched by evil.
That
Then we
makes
will.
him not at all special or unique.
You don't
He
understand.
deserves help.
You don't understand.
Then explain.
She visited him. She bestowed her kiss upon him.
We happen to have a holy healer in our midst. If anything can be done for your friend, our healer
You
will
don't
be the
understand.
one who can do it.
You don't understand. God doesn't see here. He abandoned us. You're all fools. You're all fools. You don't understand. And he's gonna walk here, and he's gonna start tolling the bell again, frantically.
Does it seem like he's tolling the bell to try and drown out the
Yes.
shouting? Gotcha. Father, how do we get to the cellar?
He's laughing maniacally by now, and he's just tolling the bell. He seems to be like, ignoring, as if like, like a raccoon that does that. I don't see it. It doesn't exist. Seems to be his defense mechanism. defense mechanism. Wow, my English is failing me right now. I'm so sorry.
Well,
While you're doing that, just give me a second. Timothy, you do open a door, and it's into a room that time and neglect have punched a hole in the ceiling above. That seems to be leading into this moldy room, which contains a few broken roof shingles amidst puddles of water. In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor held shut by a chain and padlocks. You can hear the sounds of anguish coming even more. You can hear them a bit more as you are there.
I do believe I have the trapdoor, friends. We
In
could
that
go
case,
to the cellar
Kinroth will come
from
to you.
here.
Cyrus, mid crouch to look under the bed, will kind of groan, get back up, and walk over.
Okay. Ismark's going to be following, so just if we can put ourselves in marching order. So it's going to be Kindrat. I'm guessing Kindrat is here. I'm guessing this. So marching order would be Kindrat, Timothy, Cyrus, Maz, Ismark, and
I think Cyrus and I would be switched. Or sorry, not Cyrus. Timothy and I would be switched.
You're first, Timothy? You need to remember that he is a wizard.
Would
No,
Maz
it's
like
always
to go first?
I am always happy to go first. Yes.
Likewise.
So who's going first? Okay. So final order. Final order. We got just give me a second. So we got Maz, Timothy, Kindrat, Cyrus, Ismark, and Kristrid. Alright, just give me a second.
I'm still a wizard and a half blade. I'm not that afraid of being first.
Just give me a second.
I mean, I hope I never regret these words.
So, you walk out and see this damp half cellar. Like at most, if anybody is above 6 feet, you need to slightly crouch in this near an uncomfortable position.
My 4'10" frame is perfectly fine.
You're adapted to fight here. Maz,
Maz is a big dude.
you're the
Kindroth is also hunched over.
You're the first to walk down. So the undercroft is rough-hewn walls and has a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wood pillars seems to be straining under the weight of the wooden ceiling above, which basically it means that they are holding the church. But under a few years, these would likely be giving way and basically engulf the full church above them. Candlelight from the church, from the chapel above, seems to be slipping through the cracks, allowing I would say, a dim light everywhere, and allowing you to see a gaunt shape in the far corner. Seems to be huddled together, kind of like crunching, its arms covering its face.
Hey, buddy, you all right? I got some food for you here.
He seems to be sobbing for a moment. Doesn't seem to be answering or reacting to you.
Moz will pull out some rations and slowly approach.
Excellent. Following behind, the others are slowly trickling in. Are you, so basically, Kristrid, you're the last one to go down into the cellar area. Are you staying in the stairs? Are you going down? What's the plan?
I'm gonna go down and kind of follow at a healthy distance, like so that I can still see everybody, so I can shoot off healings if I need to, depending on how the situation goes.
Okay.
Just want to keep
Once
my head on a swivel.
once Kristrid is fully into the basement, I think Kindroth may guard the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Lest the father wish to come interfere.
Would you stop him, or would you just warn? Like, what would be your plan? Would you just like, if we're counting that this would be like a hold action, would you more stop a person from?
To use non-violent means to stop him if possible.
Gotcha. All right, that's not a problem. Yes, Cyrus.
With my my background and the fact that I have dark vision, could I figure out more about this man if there's anything off?
Yes, just give me a few seconds. That's what I want here. Where is it? It's here. You can make a religion check if you wish. It is a hard check.
I request my lowest.
Which one?
Undead.
Yes, you may roll lore undead. You can always roll lore undead. The worst thing is that if it's not an undead or anything like that, you would not get any information. The person is in the process of breeding, so you do hear him just off in the distance, kind of like, frantically gasping for air. So technically, an undead would not be breeding or any sort. Now, is it faking? Is it anything like that? Undeads have been known to try to mimic in order to hunt. So that's another story entirely.
Okay.
Okay. Maz and everybody else, as you approach, you see this. You're able to make out the features of this man. He seems to be in his mid-20s at most. A pitiful, sorry man, as in, like, he has very thin arms, sick. He seems sickly. He's clearly being malnourished. He has, again, like, large bags under the eyes that are red from either crying too much or maybe high fever. He's gasping for air. I would like Maz, as you are the closest one to him, to make a perception check. Excellent. That's what you see.
All right.
Do you do anything else?
I'll set down the rations in front of him, take a bit of a step back, and hunch down to get more or less to his level.
He doesn't seem to be reacting. Seems to be like, he's kind of like, nestling himself and kind of like staring at you through his arms. That's all.
You're all right. You're all right, buddy. We're gonna help you out here. You said you were hungry?
He doesn't answer.
Do you want to leave this place?
He's gonna look over your shoulder as you're mentioning that, but remains silent.
We are okay with taking you out of here, regardless of what your father says.
He's gonna weakly nod and extend an arm as if, like, help me stand up type thing.
Maz will help him up.
Excellent. As you reach for him, or rather as you go down to help him up, he's gonna do something. Just give me a second. I want that here.
That dreaded roll for initiative.
We're gonna TPK.
This is
Because
it.
no one wanted to rest.
I wanted to rest.
Just give me a second. Oh, wow.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure Ismark's capable.
The moment you try to, like, he takes your hand, and you notice that he's very strong. Like, it startles you for a second. Until you realize that he's looking up and reaching out and tries to take a bite of you. He backs off as you kind of, like, jerk your head, you jerk your hand out, and he bites, like, just the air, and just backs up and and starts screaming He seems to be screaming how much he's hungry. It doesn't take long for anybody to basically realize that with what Donovic was saying, that she's visited him and that she gave him the kiss. This boy, is in the process of turning into a vampire and has not tasted blood. And he's currently suffering starvation from that. I will do one thing here. Yes, Cyrus.
Well, are we going into initiative?
We will be.
Okay, then never mind.
I mean, if there's something you want to do.
No, I was just gonna say I would reload my gun, but if we're gonna go into initiative, then that should be an action I do.
Yeah. Sorry, and here we go.
Is knowing what a vampire is common knowledge to someone like me?
You know that vampires are undead.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's different strains of of vampires, meaning that some vampires do not turn to dust in the sunlight. Some vampires nourish themselves from other things. The thing that they generally have in common is that inevitably this curse, this magical condition, turns you evil.
Would I know if holy water would be a thing?
Holy water could be a thing if you had some on you. So, just gonna do one thing here. He is not hidden anymore. Here we go. And we will do that here. Oh, wait, that's right. I forgot one guy. I forgot Ismark. Ismark. Here we go.
You know, Simus will turn to Kendroth and kind of motion to the door and say, "Door, lock!"
All right. Well, Doru, as he is called, the afflicted son of Donovic, will be acting first. His first action will be to attack Maz, who's right next to him. He's gonna try to swipe and claw at you, and will critically miss. He'll try to do it again. And miss. How the he has plus 16 to strike. How is he?
He's just so hungry.
He is indeed quite hungry. So, and he's gonna try
13.
And he's gonna try a third time. Of course, that's the +8 that hits.
Because his attacks are minus, because it's multiple.
Oh, yes.
He's gonna be inflicting 16 points of damage.
Ooh.
Ouch.
He hits like a truck. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Thorin. All right, Kristrid, you are first to act. I remind you again that undeads are healed by void energy. So, for example, in this case, doing the 3-action healing spell could be beneficial.
I'd be happy if my cleric still has spells.
I think she does. I think she still has 2 healing spells.
He does.
Are you doing that?
Oh, it's my turn? I apologize.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I have an action called Sanctify Water.
Okay.
And I have a flask of water on my person.
Okay.
I do. How would, if I had it and I can, pass it to somebody or throw it to somebody, do I know if that would do damage to him, or do I know,
You've never tested it, so hard to say. Now the question is, do you want to try it now?
No. I'm gonna go to my spells. And so healing the darn guy would actually be hurting him, correct?
Yes, because undeads can be healed by void energy. And anything that causes vitality damage inflicts damage on them. So what you want to do is you want to heal 3 actions. Yes.
And then heal versus undead.
Nope. You want to heal 3 actions. Just excellent. So we're gonna put the 30 feet emanation on you. I'm guessing. So you can put it on you.
One second, my screen is right there.
So
there we go.
No, what I mean in the chat. Here we go. Perfect. And you're gonna be rolling damage / healing. It should also ask you to. Do you want to select all enemies, targets, and stuff like that? Do you see that?
Not yet.
Okay, because just give me a second. It should have asked you as you placed the template down.
My pop-up of my character sheet was kind of in the way.
Okay, so in the chat, right? You should see something called place 30 feet emanation. You see that?
Yep.
Click on that, and then place it. It should now ask you, do you want to target all allies, enemies, and so forth?
It does not, but I think this happened last time too.
Okay, so now you're gonna
didn't do it.
You're gonna press T, Shift, and then target everything like T on Maz, T on Shift T on Maz, Shift T on Timothy, Shift T on. There we go. And then you're gonna be roll damage / healing. Perfect. So that's 8 of damage that he is taking. And everybody else is healed.
I gotta say, I really like this about Pathfinder. That the healing can also hurt
Yes.
the bad guys. Like, I really enjoy that.
In 3rd edition, wasn't it?
It was a thing in 3rd edition, then they dropped it for Rebuke Undead and Channel Divinity. Yeah. Excellent. That was your 3 action. Now you can detarget everything. While you're doing that, Cyrus.
Alright, into the fray. I get 1 free stride, so I will take that.
Go ahead.
Honestly, Pathfinder did a great job with clerics.
Yeah, I think they did.
I am learning this, and I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
And
Kick
I
its
shall
ass!
hopefully be doing that with a reloading strike.
That hits. Barely, but hits. He takes the damage.
I will shoot at him.
Go ahead.
Critically miss.
Critical miss.
And then I will reloading strike again.
Okay.
And probably miss.
And crit miss. Awesome. Ismark. I mean, one thing that he's good at is at least he's confident in his abilities to fight. So he's gonna move here, and then 30 feet here. That's his first action. Second action, he will be targeting Doru, and he will be attacking him twice. So he's basically he unsheaths his longsword. That's his second action, and he's gonna be striking at. You know what? No, that's not what he's gonna do. He's gonna be. He's gonna look at Maz, and he's gonna use tactical command, allowing you, Maz, if you wish, to use a reaction with a +2 to attack Doru.
Phil, you should be off guard now.
Yes, you should indeed be off guard. Thank you so much.
I will do that. I will do this non-lethal. Well, I think that's a given because it's an unarmed attack.
Non-lethals, unarmed attacks are still lethal.
It has the non-lethal tag.
Oh, if it has the tab, it's fine then. That misses.
All right.
Cyrus, saying you try not to be lethal, will just grunt out, kill!
Perfect.
Sorry, Phil.
Kindrot.
Yes, I believe Cyrus mentioned something to me about a door that I should lock. Is there any way to bar entry from above by closing it on this side?
I mean, you could go up the stairs and just like swing the trapdoor on yourself. And like, the only thing you could do then to close it would be to hold your weight on it. If that makes sense. But that still also allows somebody that's on the second floor, or the floor above, to chain it up and put the padlock if they want. Your other option would be just to exit this room and close the door and sit on it. If that makes sense.
Understood. I guess in that case, I'll use one action, move. Second action, shut it from below. And then third action, move back as far into the room as I can get to assist in the following turn.
So you would be kind of here, and then you move 25 feet or something like that?
I have 30 feet of movement per action.
Okay, so
as I have an extra
here,
5.
you still have 20 feet to go. Where do you want to go?
Perfect. If possible, just one
Sure.
south of Maz right there.
Absolutely, go ahead. All right, Maz, what do you do?
Yeah, Maz got hit hard again, and he's not quite got the hang of keeping this under control yet, or figuring out when he wants to and when he doesn't. So, Maz is going to rage now.
Go ahead.
But I think he does still have enough of a sense of where he's at to still try and do this non-lethally. So I know that does a -2 to hit, right?
Yes.
So we will go with trying to bite at places that are slightly less vital. He's gonna bite me, I'm gonna bite him.
This is how we get a vampire werewolf.
Still a better love
an
story than
intimidating check,
Twilight.
sorry.
And sadly it misses.
Yep. Then I will... That would be 3 actions, so that'll be my turn.
Okay, just give me a second. I seem to... Okay, Kendra, Maz, Timothy.
I will try to cast command on it.
Ooh.
And to make it stop and
Stop.
lie down.
Okay. Cast your spell so I can make the DC say. Okay. He saved by rolling a 33.
That's
Unfortunate.
Yep. That's pretty much gonna be my turn.
Okay. His turn. You notice, those that are around him notice that the his wounds that he was inflicted by the burning of the healing spell that that Kristrid casted is slowly seeming to just like it's seared away, and he's healing it. He will attempt to his first action will be to disengage. His second action will be to yeah, so he's gonna go here. That's his second action. His third action will be to attack Kristrid.
But I'm so...
That is a critical
I'm
hit.
so weak. Gosh darn it.
Oh no. That's 18 points of damage.
Blech.
Kristrid, what do you do?
A little bit of blood comes out of my mouth. That's what I do. Let's see here. Well, I'm gonna do the heal thing again.
Okay.
All right. So target. forget. Shift, not control. There we go. Oh, there you are. Why isn't it working?
I don't know.
There we go. Haha.
Aha!
Victory is mine. Alright.
I don't know. They're not
Yes.
looking at the cards for some reason. So
There is that.
What
nice one
cards
for
do you want me
doing
to
a free-
use?
I don't know. Like Montreal Rugby Star is going to be our official like used cards guy. So I should tell him what cards you guys have so he can use them.
We do have that nice 5-foot step one that could get Kristrid out of this particular situation.
Yes, and it's a step. A step does not create an attack of opportunity.
Are there cards
Yeah,
that
but-
could help us? I
Can she
guess.
interrupt his turn with the card?
Yes.
Then you should definitely play this before he attacks you.
Exactly. Make him waste the stride to walk up to you, step back, then he has to walk up.
So, what do you do, Kristen?
Which card is that one?
Okay, so wait. Finish your action because you started your action.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, are you going to be healing?
I'm gonna do the 3-point healing thing.
Okay. As you are casting a spell,
Mm-hmm.
he is right next to you, and a spell is a manipulate task. It has the manipulate trait. It triggers his reactive strike. So he's gonna
Oh, fun!
So he's gonna attack you once. He's gonna hit you, dealing 14 points of damage. I believe that with that you are unconscious on the ground, so your spell is lost.
I would be, but I can use a something, can't I? Isn't there a card or something?
So
I was looking at them earlier, and there was something. If you would be reduced to 0 hit points by taking damage, you may use this card to do a Fortitude saving throw with a DC equal to the damage you received.
So do you want to do that?
Yes.
Excellent. So you are, I believe it is, what card is it? It's Fight On, correct?
That is the one.
All right. So she is using Fight On. Here we go. You may roll your Fortitude saving throw, DC 14.
Fortitude. Yes, roll it, please. Oh.
That is 20, so it's not a critical success. It is a success, so you take half damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking back that 14 points of damage. You should now be healed of the damage. And you will be receiving 7 points of damage. You're still standing. You now can finish casting your spell. And for that effect, this card is used. So we will return it to the deck. And we will draw more cards because there's still cards left from the last session. But that's not what I want. I'm at the wrong place. So you can do you can keep going. I'm just gonna be adding cards. Holy shit. Okay. So that's heal. That's damage. Heal. 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 And heal. I believe that everybody has been healed. Yes. And he received the damage.
I have healed you all.
Excellent. Cyrus.
Yes, the best thing I can do is keep my loaded. So I'm going to take the delay action and I guess go after Timothy to make it simple.
You're gonna delay action and go after Timothy?
Yes.
Okay, Timothy's AC. Okay, so I'm gonna change your AC, your initiative. Oh no, okay, so you want to use. Okay, you're not permanently changing your. Never mind. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so my initiative should be changed.
Okay, so you are changing your initiative, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm using the delay action. So yes.
Gotcha. Here we go. Ismark will be moving. 30 feet here, because that's what he can, and he's going to be attacking Doru. Twice. He's going to miss. And he's going to miss. Kindrod.
So much for that confidence.
Hi. So,
Hey. Stop giving shade to my poor little Mark.
I would like to know if it is possible to get into this position here with 30 feet of movement. I believe.
So if you want, you can,
Yes.
if you maintain control, the control key, and you double click to create stops. Did that make sense? So like you're here, right? Here. And then here is 25 feet.
Oh, okay, perfect. So I don't even need the 30. Perfect.
And then you press spacebar in order to go there. Yep.
Perfect. That'll be one action.
As you're doing that, he becomes
And-
off guard.
With that, I would like to use Hunt Prey as one action.
Yep. So that's your second action.
And Quick Draw on Diplomacy as my final action, which will also initiate an attack.
Yep.
And since you're attacking, I would like to use my reaction to fake out. If you're willing to accept it.
Perfect. We are trying to help you.
So that's +2.
Please cease resisting.
Just give me a second. I'm just gonna give you a +2. Okay, done.
Kill.
That is a hit. Seems to be badly injured now. And that completes your turn, correct? Maz.
That it does.
Yep. Maz will move up and use the control he has for this turn to sort of snarl down at Crystrid. Behind me! And then he's not going to non-lethally. He's going lethal, biting at the vampire, at the poor kid. I feel real bad about this.
And that misses.
I'm gonna use my hero point.
Sure. Didn't you? You have already used it, no? Yeah. No, you have one.
I would have had one from the first session, yes.
You are correct.
No, it's.
Sorry.
it's
You do
session
not
based.
you do not keep them stacked per session. You start at
okay,
one
we'll get
at every
one per
session. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Unless you do something outstanding. I'm trying to work a mechanic where chat can actually vote for hero points and etc. But we'll get into that later. Because I suck at giving hero points.
Well, that'll be my turn.
All right.
Dice hate me.
Digital dices hate you. Timothy.
All dice hate me.
Yeah, the wheat and curse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna telekinetic, projectile, whatever I can find. If there's a torch or something, I don't care.
Just give me a second. As he's currently in melee and you're firing into it and so forth, I will give him some cover.
Well then, all right. I'll move first.
That's a wall right here.
Those are stairs. Oh, you mean it's a full wall?
It's a full wall.
I mean, I can just stay there and hit. I don't. Or you know what? Here, I'll go there.
Okay. You can
And
give
I'll
your.
just
If you're doing
swing
that,
that.
you can whatever you're using, you give yourself a -2 for light cover.
Even in melee?
Oh, you're firing. Okay, sorry. I thought you were still doing telekinetic
I was,
projectile.
but if he's got cover,
Perfect. Yes.
screw that. I'm not gonna.
Absolutely. So you can just hit him with your spear, no problem. 14 sadly misses. Nope.
Well, I'm nothing if not consistent.
All right, Cyrus.
Okay. 20. 25. And... Oh god, I know he has reaction. Why did I do this? This was so stupid. I have to do it the smart way. No. Screw it. I'll risk it. I'm shooting him.
Don't we still have the card for the pre-step?
And I'm missing any base.
So
No
he
reaction?
missed. He does not take it because he's already taken it to attack Christrid when she was casting her
right.
spell.
Well, reloading strike. Part 2. That's a hit somehow.
That is indeed a hit.
6 of damage.
6 points of damage. Takes 1.
Yay.
And that completes your turn.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna be slightly healed. He's gonna disengage. And he's gonna be moving here, here, and here. He's gonna open the hatch, as it was not locked in any way, it was simply closed. And he's gonna head upstairs. Uh-oh. Are you chasing after him, is the question.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure, so just give me a second.
Friggin' lootly.
And Kendroff, you can just feel the glare.
I will again vote
There was no look. I just shut the door.
Just give me a second. I'm gonna do one
I'll
thing.
again vote no, but be afraid to be alone, so I'll follow the group.
Well, just give me a second. I do believe that there's a way for you guys to climb the ladder. And can I do that here? Yes, I can. Okay, just give me a second because I need to arrange something up top. And he's gonna be, so that was here.
I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? He's gonna snack on the priest.
He's gonna snack on the priest.
His own father?
Can I? Oh my god, how do I do that? Can I?
Well, Christrid, you were looking to set up a temple
So,
to your god in this
Christrid, what do you do?
I was not looking to set up a temple, but I am going to. Come on, guys.
So
Let's
you see
go.
that icon there?
Mm-hmm.
You can click it. Here we go, and then you can move. This is what you see.
Well, I probably can't move a whole bunch because I only have 20 movement.
Yeah, but you have 3 actions. That was your first action that made you there, so technically you still have 40 of movement. Two move actions.
And I can't see Doru anywhere? From
You
where I
see
am?
what you see.
Alright. So. Ha I see him. Alright. Like the second I see him, I'm going to cast Vitality Lash. Because
Okay.
I'm out of spells. Alright, let's just double check. Divine Lance is 2d4. But Vitality Lash. 2d6. Let's do that. Targeting. The creepy vampire boy. Cast. Roll damage. Stop! No, I quit my thinker
needs
vote.
to it needs to fail its saving throw. That's right. Just give me a second.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it that way here. Oh, I can't. Shit. No. Just give me a second. Where are you? Here. Have you seen?
There's Bird.
There's birds, and he's gonna do his saving throw. Selecting him. He succeeds a saving throw, so he doesn't receive any damage.
Rude.
Yes, very much so. I'm gonna do that.
So that was 5 feet.
Yep.
I can still do like the next like
Yes.
10.
Absolutely.
Right. And I have 1 action left.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no. Because Vitality
No.
Lash. So technically, no, you can't. Yeah, you still have.
Yeah.
So you cannot move there. The reason why.
Mhm.
Contrary to Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, you cannot split your movement in between stuff that you make. So you stop
makes
your
sense.
movement there in order to do Vitality Lash. That takes 2 actions, which
Yep,
makes your
okay.
total of 3 actions. Cool.
I done.
All right. Just give me a second. We're gonna go back here. Can I do that? No, I can't. Okay. In the basement, Eastmark is next to go. So that's his movement phase. He's gonna squeeze past you. And he's there! I see it! And he's gonna be advancing in order to attack it. His first action. He's gonna hit. Dealing 19 points of damage. It seems that Doru is very sturdy because he's not going down. We're gonna go back here. Basement of the church. Kindrot, what do you do?
I am going to use my first action to move as close to the other 2 as possible.
The other 2
that have already gone up.
Okay, so basically here, here, and here would. So one action leads you to the stairs. One action would be to go out. So for example, you go up 10 feet. You'd still have 20 feet to go once you're out.
Yeah, because I have 30 feet of movement,
Yeah.
so...
So
Yeah,
that-
I'll use all the movement to get...
So your first action would bring you at the base of the ladder. So you can click.
Okay.
You can click space. You can click that little thing there. Excellent. Clicking it basically brings you up and costs for 10 feet of movement. You still have 20 feet of movement to do what you want. I would advise, yeah, there's already somebody here, so you cannot go there. So that's 10 feet.
I can't move through an enemy space. How does throwing daggers work in Pathfinder?
You roll to throw, and you pray to hit. So if you check on your dagger, you don't have. So if you draw your dagger, normally you will have a tab in order for you to throw it.
Yes, and I'd like to use quick draw as an action to draw and then throw the dagger.
Okay, just give me a second. I just want to check one thing real fast. I'm not sure if that works. Because it is. I mean, just for the sake of this being easy, I'll allow it. The reason why I'm doubting is the language says that you need to quick draw and strike, but I'm not sure if throwing something is a strike. But
it does.
Perfect then. So yes, you can absolutely
Perfect.
throw.
Because that's what I do with
Alright.
Shiraza.
And the lower bar, thrown usage.
Yes.
Yes, let's go. Okay, so this is my second action, eh?
Yes. Be sure that it is targeted.
It should be. It isn't.
Here we go. And your dagger cling, cling, cling on the ground, kind of like clatters on the stairs and the wooden floor and falls off.
In that case, I will use my last action to move back up a space.
Okay.
So that there is room for somebody to make a ranged attack from.
Excellent. With your perception, you do notice that the father is currently sitting on the ground, leaning against the wall.
I have no more actions, so I cannot do anything about that.
Sure, not a problem. In the meantime, we are now up to Maz. What do you do?
Yeah, I will use sudden charge.
Okay.
to stride twice, and if I end my movement within reach of an enemy, I can make a strike.
Absolutely.
My movement is currently 35, so it was space to make a.
Sorry, what?
Waypoint? What is it to make a waypoint? Is it space? You said?
So you need to maintain control.
Space is to finalize.
Space is to finalize and move forward. And you need to be sure that you have the token control and then the measure distance tool.
I've got the token control.
Okay, then on the right side, so that's the left side, and then on the right side, like there's two little bars side by side on one side, right?
Yep.
One of them is token control. On the little on the next little column, you should have, I believe, select token, then select targets, and right beneath that you have measure distance, which is a little ruler. So you use that. Yeah, exactly. You could have, so just for the sake of you trying it, measure here, keep control, and then just double click. It's going to do that.
I have to.
You
How do I
maintain
double-
control and
I have to-
double click.
Yeah, maintaining control means I have to click and hold.
What do you mean?
So I've got the ruler selected.
Yeah.
We can figure it out after.
Okay.
I'll just math this for right now.
So here.
So
You want to go here and then here?
15, yep, that's 30 feet of my first 35.
Yep. So your other 5 feet allows you to click on that and takes basically the other part of your. So basically, here we go. You still have 25 feet to go.
Okay. I'll move here. Is there so tumble through is a way I can try and get through?
Yes, but tumbling through is an action of its own.
Gotcha.
The best you could do is probably squeeze here and try to attack him, because you would be able, but I would give him cover.
I will do that.
Excellent. You can target him, and you're going to give yourself a -2 for light cover.
All right.
Partial cover, sorry.
Checks out.
And that's a crit miss. That was your first action. 2 actions for sudden charge. You still have 1 action left to do.
Yep. I will try and trip him.
From where you are, I would say that would be impossible.
Okay. Then I will just do a second attack.
Excellent. I also just give you a -2 for cover again.
Yep.
And that misses.
Finally got a good roll.
All right, we are up to Timothy. Do you do anything?
I will try to move up.
That's 25 feet. You can click on the little thing here. Here we go. So as you notice, there's a lot of people cramped in this small area.
So this ends my second movement.
That definitely hits.
That's the sad part now. Not so much.
It takes 4 damage. You still have he still had off guard, otherwise you would have missed him, but that's my fault, not yours, so we're gonna count it as such. Excellent. Do you still, is that your 3 actions?
Yes.
Excellent. Finally but not least, but not last, Cyrus, what do you do?
Well, then 15, 20, 25.
So first action. Second action will bring you to 20 feet used. You're gonna have 5 feet left to use once you're up top.
Can you transition me?
Can I what?
Transition me? It didn't take me.
Interesting. It should now have you.
Yeah, 10 feet?
5.
5. Shoot. Okay, so that's my first, second action. Third action. And assuming that, since I can see Kendra, assuming 10, 20, 5. Copium.
What? I don't understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
let's not talk about it. That was my computer, not me.
All right.
And I did assume Kendra was...
So that's your second action. You still have one action.
That's
left
my
to do.
third.
Third action. Excellent. At the beginning of the round, Doru heals once more, transforms into mist, and flies off. Give me a few seconds. You're kind of like left there with your breath basically catching up to you as you realize you've been holding your breath or just making efforts nonstop since the beginning of the evening. Cyrus, from where you are, you do see that Father Donovic is lying down on the ground, and by now you do notice that is like stained, a white, off-white like tunic seems to be caked with reddish blood that seems to be flowing from his throat. In his hands, he's holding a knife. Seems to be equally covered in blood. Seems that the father didn't want to live through more shame of what he did, feeling that he had likely failed his son, who now escaped to become a full-fledged vampire.
Is he, like, dead, or is he, like, kind of...
You may hurry up to him if you wish.
So
I would like to hurry up to him.
Cyrus,
will
yes?
like
I will
immediately
clear out of your way such that
Okay.
you may do so.
Okay, so you're going up. Cyrus, what do you do?
Cyrus would have immediately pointed his gun to the priest, realized he was bleeding out, and then just kind of slowly lowered it and kind of like give like a and then, you know,
Okay.
begin to unload.
Kristrid, you kneel down.
I want to...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to cast Stabilize on him.
The blood. You notice as you cast Stabilize and you put your hands on him that he. So when it is a fresh wound, specifically in artery areas, the blood is flowing at the rhythm of the heartbeat. As you're putting your hands on him, you notice that there's no more blood flowing from his veins. It's just a weak little stream of whatever's left inside of him slowly emptying out on his priest's robes. You realize that he's dead. So unless you try to cast perhaps a stronger magic that you do not have access to as of yet because you've not slept. He is gone.
Cyrus, seeing that you're like kneeling down to help him, will just kind of call out like a "Let him die." Turn away.
Well, I'm not letting him do anything, but he did it. I'll get up.
What is everybody else doing?
I am
Angry
lowering my
crying.
hat, out of respect to the fallen.
Excellent.
With Father Donovan and his son are dead, all left that we can do is avenge them, such that their spirits may hopefully find some rest.
Eastmark's gonna be sighing and like hearing your words, kind of like nodding in recognition of what you're saying, slowly sheathing back his own blade.
Maz is gonna start to chase and then realize that it's probably futile and will take a deep breath and stop raging.
Okay.
And
I would like to go pick up my dagger if possible.
Sure. It takes you a few seconds to find it outside, but that's not an issue. After a second... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. The Slavus will kind of walk out to the front door, look to Ismark, point to him and go, morning, leave, sleep. And then point to, like, motion to, like, his covered body and just blood, soot and all that, and say, doctor.
Fine. The night could have went much better, but I understand we do need rest, and you are surely exhausted. Let's cross town. I'll bring you to my estate, so thankfully
And hungry.
we'll be able to have food and reprieve for you before I introduce my sister to you. And this is where we'll end it for tonight.
This lovely optimistic note.
This lovely optimistic note of being able to find reprieve, a cozy bed, and food. All right. I hope everybody enjoyed. I know that was combat heavy. Normally we're not that combat heavy. 2 combats in one stream is a lot, but you know, maybe we'll see how it goes. I hope that everybody enjoys the scenes as much as before. The videos and everything like that. This is all done by Beneo's Battle Maps that are available on their Patreons if you want to check them out. They are amazing content, and honestly, I cannot wait to be in Castle Ravenloft because they did such a wonderful job.
I'm both terrified and excited.
All right, so coming up this week, we have on Thursday virtual table talks. If you it's the first time that we're going to be doing it. Basically, the concept of virtual table talks is we're going to be talking about system, mechanics. We're going to be talking about the modules that we're using on stream. We're going to be talking about battle maps. Any information that is relevant that can be shared. For example, if you're interested to see, hey, I saw this NPC use this like ability. What was it? And so forth. If it's something I can disclose because either the NPC is passed, will either evolve or other things. I'm quite happy to discuss these things. I can also discuss Foundry with anybody who wants to show up. So, for example, if you want to know, like, hey, you were doing like cool spells effects, and you know it was going well. How do you guys are doing that? How are you doing the padding with maps or whatever? So basically, we're hoping to help people get better content and get more used to Foundry, because I found that after trying so much VTTs, it is one of the most amazing platform that we can use. I mean, I'll be glad and looking forward to having you there, Cooler Macus. So that's Thursday at 8, and then we have campfire chats, campfire socials on Sundays, basically basically we're just going to be hanging out. We're going to be playing some games. We want to try, I believe, Sunderfolks, which is a small like Dungeon and Dragon like game. Everything's for people that want to trying out. We might be trying a few of the games like that have been coming out. We'll be, just hanging out, having fun, and that's about it. Next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is Kingmaker. So be sure to check out there. We believe that it will be the episode where they will finally bring back Lucian. So we'll see what's going to happen there. I'm crossing my fingers so we can get back on the main quest. We'll see. Am I forgetting something? If you're not doing that already, be sure to subscribe and give us a like and follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all the shebang, all that. That would be great. Anything that you guys want to talk about or want to say? I'm opening the floor to you should you wish it.
Have a good couple of weeks.
It's funny because
we're mad we didn't get the vampire.
It's funny because in 5th edition, Doru is an insanely difficult fight.
I genuinely thought we were gonna die. I was genuinely thinking it was a TPK.
We are now further in the campaign than I read in the Curse of Strahd manual when I was going to run it for some friends.
Good.
So from this point on, I have almost zero spoilers.
And also, if you're wondering for our story, the story that we're mostly using vanilla Ravenloft. But I'm pretty sure that you heard, for example, she is the land, she is the ancient, or the devil, like the she devil of Barovia, and so forth. Is because we are using a module, not a module, but an add-on called She is the Ancient, where Strahd is a woman. And there are some other roles that are gender bent, basically doing away with the standard trope of, because the standard trope of Ravenloft is really like, it's an unhealthy, I want the woman to belong to me type thing, and yeah, like I didn't feel comfortable at doing that, so we're using that, and we're using the Fanes of Barovia to change the story. So even if you've played through Ravenloft before, I assure you this is not the same Barovia that you've once visited. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to be having fun.
Confirm.
I'm hoping that you guys are going to be having fun.
I have played a whole Curse of Strahd campaign before, and like only a couple of games, and I'm just like, oh that's different. Oh,
I
that's different.
didn't think to ask about it. With what I know about the Fanes, does that chant ring any bells?
We'll have to wait for next episode in order to do that, because I mean, I'm off. I'm off the clock now. You're not.
Fair enough. Funny thing about next episode.
Yes.
I will be flying home from an event in Quebec during the
Speaking of which, we can discuss your attendance once we're off stream. But speaking of that, I'm always pitching ideas and stuff for events that we have. So a lot of my players, myself, and a lot of people on stream are actually members of the Society for Creative Anachronism, the SCA for short. Basically, we do rapier fighting, heavy fighting, arts and science, a whole lot of shit. It's great. We're having a big event called the Beltanes in Quebec. So if you have your passport, you're not too far from Montreal or anything like that, come and play. It's it is a full-on medieval village with 250 buildings. We're actually doing live fighting in these streets. There's partying. There's a whole lot of things just hanging out. You can also do some archery. It's great. So and if you want more info on that, just be sure to let me know. And I'll be sure to give you some more details on that. That being said, we will be looking for somebody to raid. Just give me a second here. Let's see. Who should we raid? Oh, is he online? Just give me a second. I need to check something. Ha ha ha. I am stoked to have rapier. Yeah, because you're not fighting, right? You're not. Yeah, well, you're not doing armored combat, right?
I hope everybody has fun at Beltane.
Yeah. Oh, you're not coming?
I'll make it.
I am not coming. No, couldn't get time off work.
That sucks. All right. Who are
Thorn will be there, but most of us aren't able to go.
Nah, that sucks. Okay. Do we want to raid a small, a big, a medium channel? What do we want to go?
Let's do small one.
Let's do small.
Yes.
All right. We've raided Worst of Time a whole lot, so I don't know if should we raid these guys or should we raid? Let's go find like a smaller filter category, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, let's. Where is it? I'm looking, guys. I'm sorry. Adventures in Middle-earth, session 23. Let's see that, right? Well, let's try that. Why not, right?
That sounds amazing.
That sounds
It's
awesome.
by a channel called... what's the channel name? Fantasy Forged. I mean, they have an amazing name, so let's rate these guys.
Do it.
All right. Just give me a second. All right, so we will be rating these guys. Thank you again so much for being here, guys. It's amazing to always have you enjoying the experience as much as we're having fun doing it. We love making content for you. If you've not done so before and you have an idea for a card, just let us know on Instagram and X/Twitter if you are using these mediums. Otherwise, I wish to you a good evening, and see you around. See you Thursday. And of course, I forget that if we press raid, we're not getting offline right away. So, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the ending. Take care, guys.
Choose.